There's been plenty of moments that I fell in hard times. More often than not, getting faded was my lifeline. I realize that I've always struggled with change, but sometimes you gotta rearrange before you go insane. I've been doing my best to stay true to myself, put my next foot forward and smoking dope for my health. I never give up the music till I'm rolling in wealth. Some days I swear this basement's my own personal hell. Well, I love the sound of the city. Goddamn, I love the sound of the city. Yeah, yeah. I'm wide awake when you're with me. I feel better when you got my back, yeah. Red eyes, I'm sky high. I think this might be the best night that I've ever had, that I've ever spent with you. I confess I'm obsessed with the sex. Heart palpitations every time that she texts. I admit that we ain't always been the best for each other, but what is love without the little test? Girl, you know you're my sneaky link. When I'm with you, my ego shrink. I'm just craving time for us alone. I think about you every time I'm home smoking dope. I love the sound of the city. Goddamn, I love the sound of the city. Yeah, yeah. I'm wide awake when you're with me. I feel better when you got my back, yeah. Red eyes, I'm sky high. I think this might be the best night that I've ever had, that I've ever spent with you.
The white of my eyes when you're spilling your lies. It's fine, I'm high. I wanna talk about money. I wanna talk about money. I wanna talk about. It's fine, I'm high. I wanna talk about. I wanna talk about white of my eyes when you're spilling your lies. It's fine, I'm high. I wanna talk about money. I wanna talk about money. I wanna talk about. It's fine, I'm high. I wanna talk about. I wanna talk about. Infinite thought. When I was young, I would run for the cops. Experience death, I just run from the loss. Down inside my corrupted mind. Search every corner where the demons hide. I don't even know what you're trying to find. What you're trying to find. This fucked up life of mine. Down in low like a landmine. I'm down to my landmine. Every single day I'm sky high. Look in the white of my eyes when you're spilling your lies. It's fine, I'm high. I wanna talk about money. I wanna talk about money. I wanna talk about. Fine, I'm high. I wanna talk about. I wanna talk about white in my eyes when you're spilling your lies. It's fine, I'm high. I wanna talk about money. I wanna talk about money. I wanna talk about. It's fine, I'm high. I wanna talk about. I wanna talk about white in my eyes when you're spilling your lies. I'm high. Okay. I don't know why I try. You always run away. I don't know why I fight for this and shit never works out. I don't know why you lie. You always run away. I don't know why I fight for this when shit never works out. Yeah, it never works out. You and your head in the clouds. I lost your face in the crowd. I've been sick to my stomach for
What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Lots of crazy stuff happened in the chart. We're going to talk about it, of course. A lot of people... Sorry. Excuse me. A lot of people think that today's movement was due to... who is it? Senator Warren? Elizabeth Warren? Her crypto bill? We're going to talk about that for in a minute. But first thing I wanted to do first, obviously, say what's up to everybody. Wow, you guys are active today. I love to see it. What's up, Reno, Brandon, Esteezy, DJ, Fox, what's up? I haven't seen you in a while. Dorian, what's good? Yes, sir. How's it going? What's up? Anyone that's new, I live stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday around 4 p.m., 5 p.m. Eastern. I'm trying to do 4 p.m. Eastern so that way everyone from Europe gets a chance to watch. One thing I wanted to talk about before the stream starts, and here it is. So what this is, I tweeted about it, put it in Discord. It's basically a private analysis done every day, going over charts, going over any news-related events, anything opinionated. I will say it'll be mostly charts, but if there's something big coming, like if there's like general like rate hikes coming back in, like what does that do to the overall market? Well, how does the DXY impact the SPX? Like when have we seen instances of, you know, maybe DXY going up and also SPX and Bitcoin going up? You know, how does the crypto cycle work? All of this is going to happen every day at 9:30 Eastern when the stock market opens up, covering a whole range of really everything: stocks, crypto, dollar, gold, everything. I'm going to go through everything way more in depth in the stream. It'll be about 30 minutes to an hour. Again, every single day. Now, the days that the stock market isn't open, I probably won't live stream just because there's usually nothing that happens on those days. I do the weekends, but it's the weekend, the market's not open, and honestly, crypto doesn't hardly move. With that said, you also get the added benefit that of all the trading setups in the other tier. And just for anyone wondering and wanting me to skip to the good part, it's only $40 a month. I'm not really charging much. I'm giving you close to 20 hours of my time every month. It's really for people that want to learn more hands-on. Maybe you're not sitting and taking notes and everything, but you're getting to see everything happening live. It'll be live in Discord at 9:30 in the morning, and as soon as that session is over, I'll post it to Patreon for anyone that can't watch the live. So if you're interested in that, it's coming out at the end of December, and onward with today. So one thing I want to get into, SPX is breaking out. This is huge, right? You could make the argument on the daily there's possibly some divergence, but we're breaking out. We're breaking over the previous high. We're closing today above that last high. I mean, this is extremely bullish. Guys, like macro-wise, this is really, really good. If we can close this weekly above this resistance, then you're looking at, you know, maybe a retest continuation. Your next resistance is all-time high. And I just want to remind people, guys, we're now less than 4% from all-time highs on the S&P 500. At this point in time, in my mind, we have been through a recession. Little did everybody know we went through a recession, at least in the market. You know, I called it out, told people when to buy. And, you know, guys, in the future, when people start griping and whining about recession, that are big recessions coming, recession this, recession that, it's likely already in. Like the bottom's likely in. It's the same thing with Bitcoin. You guys have all seen, let's see, Google Trends. So let's go to Google Trends, type in Bitcoin, and explore, blow it up. So, okay, look, right, we'll do past 5 years. This is the same thing with recession. I'm not even kidding. You can put in the word recession. Basically, when everyone's interested in Bitcoin, it's a top, relatively a top. We're talking about, let's see, where's 2017? Oh, I can't see 2017. Let's see if we can get 2017 on here. Okay, 2017. October, November 2017, right here. When everyone was super interested in Bitcoin, topped, right? Top, that was the top was in, retail's interested, top. 2021, April, May, March, you know, around this time. I know it's February, but around that time, top. And then lastly, July was the bottom. Where's November? Excuse me, July 21 was the bottom. and then November 21. November 21, we didn't break all-time highs, so there probably wasn't a whole lot of interest, plus alts were going off. But you can see trends, right? When people are all interested in something, usually that top or bottom is in. If we go and type in recession, let's see if we can get 2008. 2007. So at the beginning of 2000, I believe it was end of 2007, beginning of 2008, was the bottom. Let's just double check. I don't want to say things that aren't true. Let's go. When was the bottom of 2008's recession? 2008. The bottom was at the beginning of 2009. Let's see. October 7 was when we started. Beginning of 2009 was the bottom. Let's just take a look. 2009. Recession peaks. I mean, you can make an argument for January. What happened in January 2008? Excuse me. Getting rid of all this crap. January 2008. We are starting to fall. Okay, you know, that makes sense a little bit. People talking about recession. But we already dropped. Let's see. Where is January? January 2008. We had already dropped 20%. So, guys, if you're a long-term investor, by the way, in catching the bottom, right? Catching the bottom, it's very hard to do. Near impossible. So here's the thing. If the S&P is ever down 20, 25%, it's time to buy. It's time to look for buys. The recession average is 30%. If we go and even if you started buying in January 2008 when we were down 20%, you know, you zoom out, you're killing it, right? You could have kept buying, right? You would have been killing it. So let's go back to our trends and look at the current time. Okay, so what happened in, what is this, July? Can't believe I can't see this. Like July 2022, June 2022. Let's look around there. July, June 2022. Let's see what happened in the current market. Let's see where we are. Look at this. July, June. How much are we down? Let's see. Down 24%. Right? July, June 2022. That's when everyone started mentioning a recession. Everyone starts mentioning, oh, it's all going to zero. Oh, it's all this. Guys, these big pullbacks happen all the time. Right? Every 10 or so years, yes, we get a recession. Yes, we're probably going to get some kind of financial discrepancy over the next 5 to 10 years. But now, no, our economy is very strong. There's also, and I've brought this up a lot, there is so much sideline capital, especially coming out of bonds right now. The bond rates are now starting to go back down, I believe. I haven't checked on them, but I'm pretty sure they're going back down. Guys, I'm reiterating this from a close friend of mine who's a bond trader. They are seeing money come out of bonds, and where do you think that money is going to go? It's going to go into stocks, crypto. It's going to go into real estate. It's going to go in anything that moves up with the rest of the economy, right? Bonds are usually like I throw my money into bonds during a recession to keep it safe, and I take it out near the bottom, buy stocks, in a perfect world, or buy crypto. And now we're seeing this capital flow out of bonds. Where do you think it's going to go? Do you think it's just going to sit there? Because let me tell you, it's not. They have to make their capital work for them. By they, I mean whether it be institutions, just your general rich person. Those people want their money working for them, right? What's up, Dan? Can we still use Google Trends because of the bots? Yeah, I think so. You just got to look for the crazy spikes, right? Like you're looking for these crazy spikes, right? Like the huge ones that it doesn't matter how many bots are there. It's right. So anyways, the whole point of my Google Trend is when everyone, like if let's say Bitcoin goes to 150,000, if you see the Google Trend, like do something like maybe it was like this and then it goes like that, or excuse me, it hasn't gone down yet. Let's say it goes like that. We're likely at the top. Right? Retail's likely in. It's probably going to be alt season next, right? Because money goes into Bitcoin. Bitcoin breaks all-time highs. Bitcoin goes on its bull run, and then it goes to Ethereum, and then it goes to large caps and then micro caps, right? So you're looking at a top. And that's to say other things are other ways to look and read. And also, if you look at just a simple mathematical equation and say, okay, Bitcoin bottomed at 15K. If it goes to 150K, that's a 10X, right? Last bull market, we did a 20X from the bottom. The bull market before that, I think we did like a 50. So it's going down over time. So you can guess, like, if you get a 5 to 10x from the bottom, the top's likely in. And you just need to be aware of that. Interesting correlation. I would expect to see much higher this recent. Yeah, and I'm not saying anything's bearish. And I'm going to go through Bitcoin and we're going to talk about that. I'm just talking about trends, right? And the same thing goes on Twitter. When you're on Twitter and you're seeing everyone and their mother post bullish I'm just going to skip to Bitcoin real quick. I'll jump back. Guys, over the last like 10 weeks, Bitcoin's up almost 100%, right? People are going to blame the Warren bill and all this for the dump today. Like, no, you can't just go up forever, right? You can't just continuously go up. There are pullbacks along the way. I'd bet money that we do something like this, right? We get a nice big bull flag, get a nice period of consolidation, and we rip upwards. Probably. I'd bet more for than against. So, anyways, back to the S&P. Again, we're breaking out. Need to see a weekly close. On Friday when we stream, we'll check it out. But for right now, looking really, really good. I do fear that potential double top, but again, this breakout looks pretty decent. DXY. Really, really liking this. I put this as a positional scenario, but it looks like we're rejecting. I'm just going to remove it for now. It looks like we're rejecting our prior level of what should be support, right? We have acting as resistance, breakout should be support. We actually broke down. Now we're retesting it as resistance once again. You can see that confluence here, even here. So this level really, really important. If we reject it, again, stocks, crypto, they're going to go crazy. There is nothing bullish or reversal like on the DXY on the weekly, at least for me, unless something catastrophic happens. But onward to total. So total. Tough to call where the support is. Again, we haven't been in this area in years. Well, not years, but about a year and a half. So last time we were here, you're looking at May 2022, February 2022. So it's almost 2024. It's almost 2 years. We need to establish a range before we get back into trades, right? We need this to range. Again, guys, we're up a ton. A pullback was coming. And I had warned that although, everything looks green and everything looks bullish, at some point when you're up this much, the pullback is going to come. It's going to catch you off guard. There's not going to be a lot of reversal indicators because a lot of it's going to be a leverage flush out. So you have to keep that in mind. Tether dominance. I really don't like seeing this bounce, but again, not the end of the world. Would like to see this maybe retest. Let's see. Maybe retest 6.5 during this period of like Bitcoin kind of consolidating and then continue on the downside. Again, for those of you that are new, we've kind of called this ascending wedge, the breakdown, kind of support holding. And as expected, I'd expect us to maybe bear flag and then we continue downwards. So again, not a lot to really discuss here. Not a lot has changed. It looked like a breakdown last week. Unfortunately, it held. Really want to see that side break for sure. Onwards to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, weekly tough, right? We have this kind of 38K. Well, at least 38K on the daily looks decent. It's really hard to say everything in here. Right, we haven't visited this area in a long time. It's a very illiquid zone. Price is going to fluctuate a lot. That's why when we broke 42, we immediately went to 45. There's really nothing here. It's been too long. So we need to establish a range really before we get into a trade. And again, if we let's say the bottom of this range is in, right? And let's say we do, what if we just do something like that? And maybe some of you doubt that, but in 2020, that's what we did. Right? Big move upwards. What is this, like a 200% move upwards after the COVID dump? Yeah, about 200%. And then we range, right? And then we break out further. That's what I'm putting my money on. There's not a lot of bearishness on this chart. Now, there was telling us that a correction was coming, but reversal-wise, unless we lose 38 and, really 32. If we lose 32, then it starts to get ugly. But for now, this is just a standard pullback, guys. We were up 81%. There are people telling you that we are going to 50 and 60 and making these outrageous calls. And at some point, you have to sit back and go, hey, we're up 100%. We haven't had a pullback. all of our indicators, again, for those of you wondering, we have bearish divergences the entire way up on MACD and RSI. I also had pointed out, at least to my patrons, every time MACD hits this 2000 level, every single time we get smacked down, right? You're looking here, you're looking anywhere in this area. Again, pull back. Again, we're right. Where is this? Like right here. Again, pull back. Again, pull back. And now, other than here, where we had upwards consolidation, again, that's fine. We got consolidation, so we could continue. Now we're above 2000 again. We have those very, very clear divergences, and now we get snacked down again. Now, I don't know how far this is going to go. I don't know if this is going to hold, or maybe we retest 38 and then continue. Again, we've kind of been in a breakout, retest, the whole way up. Could that continue? It's possible. I don't think it's going to be that easy, though. I think there's going to be a lot of sideways movement to build that volatility. Let's take a look at Bollinger Bands. Yeah, I mean, look just simply at Bollinger Bands. I mean, look at the amount of, and I hate to say it like this, but look at the gap between your bands. Again, there are people calling for these crazy price targets, and all of your indicators are overextended or showing, some kind of exhaustion. So let's just start with our side again, bearish divergences, and then you have this ginormous gap, right? This needs to squeeze if you want to see higher. Okay, you can't have this giant, and let's just percentage wise. I mean, you have a 24% gap between your upper and lower band on Bollinger Bands. And I'm not a huge supporter of Bollinger Bands. I think that it has its place for sure. I think it has some value in determining, can we get a volatile move? But if you look at this, right, we pumped from, what is this, like 26 all the way to 34. And look what happened. Our Bollinger Bands are enormously wide. We consolidate. Now they're tightening up. Now we can move upwards again, or once again. So here, what we'd like to see, at least for a move upwards or even a trend reversal. This is not where trend reversals happen, because again, you're just too wide to have a volatile move, or at least a trend reversing move. So here we go. We're planning to, maybe we dance along, maybe we hit this, and this band comes in. Now you have that volatility where you can continue upwards or trend reverse down. Again, it depends if there's a reversal pattern, it depends what lower time frames say, depends if 38K holds, so on and so forth. Seen a lot of people in here today. Love seeing it. For those of you that are new, again, I live stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday around 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern. I will say that the stream is sponsored by Coincatch. They're one of the, so for those of you who don't know, I use 3 exchanges to trade. That way my money's spread out, and I don't think so. In another note, I don't partner with exchanges that I think are sketchy. I do my research. I look at their, if they have proof of reserve, I talk to their team. I make sure everything's straight. But just in case we get an FTX situation, or if, let's say, the U.S. bans that exchange, I don't want to lose all, I don't want to lose 100% of my portfolio. Not bans the exchange, but let's say, they have some issues or whatever. Or what if price is just moving so with so much volatility that I can't access an exchange because they're like, hey, there's just too many orders coming in. I mean, that happened with Robinhood a couple years ago, right? So there's a lot of reasons why I keep my money spread out. I think it's just a good risk management strategy. But Coincatch, awesome. 15% off fees if you use the link in the tweet that's on Twitter that I posted. I believe the one in here still gives you 15 as well. But they're great UI, great team. The CEO is from Bitget, so he's a founder CEO of Coincatch, is from Bitget, so great security, really reliable exchange, no slippage or anything like that, really good liquidity. It is a smaller exchange, but I love using it, and honestly, it's one of the ones I primarily trade on. So first it was Bitget, but now Bitget's having issues with the U.S., so I've kind of not necessarily left Bitget completely. Still have my hands in the water there, but at least for primary trading, like placing my first couple trades is with Coincatch. My portfolio went from -74 to -30, took some profits. Now I'm thinking, what is my next move? So your next move should be waiting for now. Waiting for a setup, waiting to see if support holds, waiting to see if you get a reversal pattern. Will Bitcoin investing be fees? Oh, hold on. I need to move this closer so I can read. There we go. Will Bitcoin investing be less and less profitable in the future? We'll have to play altcoin game. Yeah. So, and you have to think about it. You have to think about it this way, right? Bitcoin is, well, one, Bitcoin's $41,000. And I always tell people, anyone can buy a Bitcoin. Or not anyone can buy a Bitcoin, but you can buy, what is it, up to 7 decimal places. So you can buy like 0.000001 Bitcoin on some exchanges. So really anyone can own some Bitcoin. The problem is people see, oh, Bitcoin's $41,000. I can't afford that, so I'm going to buy Crow. It's 10 cents, right? I can buy a ton of Crow. There's that concept in people's mind where they think they own more of something, right, than it is more. Like, for example, if I have $10 and I buy Crow, right, I can buy, what is that, like, I'm totally going to mess it. Let's say I have $1, just to keep it simple. If I have $1 and I buy Crow, I get 10 Crow. If I have $1 and I buy 1 Bitcoin, I have like 0.00001 Bitcoin. To a lot of people, they think that because they have 10 Crow, it means their money is worth more, if that makes sense. And if they have 0.0001 Bitcoin, because it's so small, they think it's worth less. And you can make the argument all day. Okay, alts outperform Bitcoin in a bull market, of course. But just standing still, they're both worth the same thing. So in my opinion, could Bitcoin, have a crazy run where it does 100x or whatever? It's possible. And I think if it were to happen, it would be now. Only because we have the ETF and institutions and there's so much sideline capital. That's the only way Bitcoin moves up is if like people with actual money. Okay, I don't care how many retail investors or have a couple $100 and they buy Bitcoin or they have stimulus money. The stimulus money did not move the market, by the way. But anyways, you need these big pools of money to push price. So, in my opinion, if it was to happen, if we were going to get a crazy run, it'd have to be now. It'd have to be this cycle. And compared to other cycles, it still isn't as dramatic because I believe the first cycle, I mean, you're talking about like a 3-cent Bitcoin to $1,000. Pretty crazy. I expect ETH to catch up, so we'll get to that here shortly. I just wanted to point out why Bitcoin fell. What's next? We're waiting for that consolidation, but just to look at a 4-hour, I mean, it's tough to say. Maybe a double top. I don't know. It was starting to look like a bull flag, honestly. I closed my longs. All of my longs were closed on this red candle right here. So I had bought a little bit here, rode this up, came back down, made like $1,000 or $2,000 and closed. Unfortunate. I also played, the breakout, or excuse me, the double bottom on the 1 hour, rode this up to here. Unfortunately sold it at 42K. Didn't get that last little 5%, but that's okay. Selling the top is near impossible. I was up almost $20,000 from that trade, so I was perfectly fine. It was a trade over 4 hours, not bad. What would I expect on the 4 hour? Maybe something like this. Retest that area, as resistance, come back down. If we got something like this, double bottom, huge long, so on and so forth. But for now, guys, we need consolidation. There's been way too much volatility. There's way too much spread. I mean, even your 4-hour Bollinger Bands, I mean, there's still a massive gap here. So you need to see consolidation. You're probably going to see a retest of some sort. So if you're a scalper, you could look for a retest. But in all honesty, I'm not touching this. I'm a swing trader. I'm not touching this until it consolidates and it looks prettier. Let's get into Bitcoin dominance. So someone had asked, is Ethereum going to run next? So my only issue with that, with Ethereum running next, and it's not that Ethereum can't run it, most likely will. Bitcoin dominance still hasn't shown as much exhaustion as I'd like. Excuse me. And we'd really need to lose or reject a serious level. So if we go and we're looking at the daily, I'm just going to ignore our RSI and MACD for now. if Bitcoin dumps below 52%, yes, Ethereum is going to absolutely blow everyone's pants off. Right? It's going to go probably to 4,000. Right? Ethereum has not had its run yet at all. But I think that this, just continues upwards. I think we get at least to 57. Maybe we deviate, and then when we break down through that deviation, alts go crazy. We haven't seen that full body reversal. We're seeing divergences. Ignore volume. Volume's not important for dominance. We're seeing those divergences, that drop really nice. But we haven't lost a major level. For dominance, you're really looking for these major levels to break. Right, you have ultimately a rejection. We come back down, we break through, retest the support, and now we're likely going to just continue until we hit 57%. Again, I don't really see anything that says we can't, and I'm just going to take a shot in the dark here. That's probably nothing. I don't know. I don't like diagonal lines because they can be drawn from anywhere. But I think it's really likely we see 57. 57 was an important area over here. There's a little bit of confluence right here. Nothing really over here. But 57, that'll probably take Bitcoin to 50 to 60K. And then you'll see that kind of reverse into altcoins. You have a big network of people that are investing to surround and debate with, having like-minded traders that you trust. So, okay, I'm going to go off on I'm a professional finance person. I've been in the professional finance field for almost a decade now. I started working for a hedge fund. I interned and then worked for a hedge fund and worked on the trading floor, worked in securitization. I'm also pretty well connected with a lot of private equity. So whether it be private equity real estate or just general like angel investing, like if you have a company and they need money, go fund it. It's a bunch of people. I'm surrounded by people that different diverse fields. They come from everywhere. There's some of them are doctors, because they're people with money. They're doctors, lawyers. A lot of them are finance people. One of my really close friends, he actually left Wells Fargo and started his own fund. And I talk to him pretty regularly. I could call him right now and ask like, hey, what do you think? And we could debate and talk. So I try to stay out of debates and talks with people or traders from Twitter just because, and not that I don't trust them, but when you're talking about money flow and, sideline capital, there's a different measurement for that. And you kind of have to look at what different funds are doing. You can't just look at one fund and say, oh, they're doing this, so everyone's doing that. That's not always the case. So, like for me, I have a feeling the housing market's going to come down a little bit, right? Like we'll see like a 10% drop because I know BlackRock is selling a big portion of their portfolio because it's not making them any money. And the private equity fund that I do real estate with, they're taking money now from everybody because they're hoping to scoop some of that up when the multifamily units start dropping. So like your apartments, your condos or whatever. So they buy that and, rent them out. Sometimes they buy them, refurbish them or whatever, and then rent them out, make them nicer. What's my biggest bet coin on this bull run? Tau. Tau is my biggest bet. It was Link. Now it's Tau. And the reason why it's Tau, AI. I think AI is going to absolutely drive this bull run. Last bull run, it was meme coins and gaming. But now we're looking at AI from a different perspective. AI is being incorporated in the medical field as well. So I think there's a lot of potential. I think if you find an AI coin that's undervalued, has a lot of use case, it's likely going to do a 20 to 50x. And I hate giving numbers like that. I hate going, guys, this coin, if you buy it, it's going to do a 50x. I have no idea if it will, but it has the potential to, like the mathematic potential to. Big bull run in 2025? I would hope so. I'd love to see a big bull run. I'm not entirely sure. But the way that things look between S&P, DXY, and Bitcoin, it looks very probable. Like, I think we get maybe another run to like the 50s, maybe. Originally, I said like 40. Well, now we got to mid 40s. But the way the chart looks, maybe 50s, and then I think a decent pullback to probably like 38 to 42, and then it's full send time. So essentially, if you're looking at a chart, like, we'll probably get some kind of large, like one of those, and then it sends, right? I don't know where that point will be. Again, I don't have a crystal ball. If I did, honestly, I don't know. I'd probably be on a boat somewhere. Be on a boat live streaming. That'd be pretty sweet. Pound of lead versus pound of feathers. I don't know what that means. All right, guys. Let me see if I have anything else. I guess I could talk about Tao for a second since you asked. The reason why I think Tao, I don't know why this is here. Tao had a $1 billion market cap when I bought. I bought at 130, and then a little bit at 200. Actually, no, 220. So my average is like 200 or whatever it is. The reason why I think that this has a lot of potential, one, it's new. Two, it has a really low market cap, right? I mean, you're looking at a $1 billion market cap coin when ADA got to 90 billion and it's literally useless. So if Tao, and again, I don't like comparing all of these things because market conditions are different. There's just a lot of things that are different. But if Tao was to ever go to 90 billion market cap, it's a 50x from here. So, or whatever it is, whatever that price is, it has the potential to hit where ADA was, and ADA was a complete disaster. Peeing on the boat, eating Wendy's. Of course. Well, guys, I'm going to end it there. Starting January 2nd, I'm starting that private analysis. If you're interested or you have any questions, feel free to DM me. Feel free to hit me up on Discord. Sign up with Coincatch. They're great. If you're in an exchange and you're like, hey, this is kind of sketchy, or if you just want to pay less fees, Coincatch already has really low fees. You get another 15% off. They're always doing promotional deals too, so I always tweet those out. It's just free money. It's real easy to get. If you're interested, again, there's a link, I believe, in the description below, and there is a link on my Twitter post for this live stream. And then last but not least, guys, I'll be here on Wednesday. I'm planning to live stream a lot more. Now that we're kind of getting, back into the swing of things in the market, it's not as bearish as I'd say anymore. I personally believe the bottom is in. But with all that said, guys, be patient, users management, and good luck trading.